Welcome back, strangers. Good to see you guys. Hope you guys are having a good Friday. We're here for our weekly live stream, and we're struggling as always, so hope you guys are ready. But tonight we're going to be discussing creepy paranormal encounters and the like. So, should be a fun topic. I'm looking forward to it. For those who are new to the channel, my name is Blake. I am the editor / one of the voices for The Strangest. Nice to meet you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm Ethan. I write the scripts, and another topic I found off of old Ask Reddit threads while I was killing time on vacation last month. So that would be some cool topics from stories from people around the internet. So, I mean, you always have to believe strangers on the internet. But if you're new, we're a paranormal and unsolved mysteries YouTube channel. Likes to travel and make videos for you guys. Have you guys ever had, or have you had any recent paranormal encounters or experiences?
I haven't had any recently, thankfully.
Not recent. You're safe.
So far, so good. Knock on wood. This probably isn't real wood. I'm damned.
What do you mean? What's not real wood?
I don't know. It could be real wood. I don't check the seal of approval. Just look nice.
That's sawdust plastered together with some laminate on top.
The same thing. Ghosts can't tell the difference, I found. Unless they were a carpenter. Then I guess. But what are the odds? But anyway, let me catch up on the chat real quick. Good to see you, Kenneth. You're back in first place. Hey, Carrie, how's it going? Let's see who we got. Electra Hart, good to see you. Blake is daddy. I'm everyone's daddy. You just don't know it yet. How's it going, Bridget? Good to see you. So yeah, tonight we're just kind of struggling per usual, but we got some stuff for you. So I haven't read the script yet. I'm excited. I never read the script. But hey, Ron, how's it going? But yeah, nothing recent. I had some weird sleep paralysis stuff happen, but that's about it.
That's supposed to be later in the script.
Again, I never read the script.
We'll talk about that in like 15 minutes. What's the creepiest encounter you've heard someone else tell you about? Did you believe them at the time? And have you changed your thoughts on what they may have said after, like experiencing the battleship?
I literally had this conversation earlier today with the person that it happened with. But when I was younger, let me pull the mic up a little bit so you guys can hear me real good. But when I was younger, I have a twin sister, and she swore up and down that she saw a man in a cowboy hat in our basement at my parents' house. And then later, she said that she saw a little girl in the same basement. And I didn't believe her because I'm a very have to see it to believe it type of person. And I didn't believe her. I mean, still, there's always going to be a part of me that doesn't believe her. But after the ghost incident on the battleship, I am more open-minded. So I do kind of feel bad about not believing her. And she always told me, I was like, you don't want to see anything. Like I had always said, I want to see an apparition. I want something to pop up in front of me, say I'm a ghost, and then disappear so I can be like, ghosts are real. But now, and before the battleship, I still would have shared that sentiment. But now I really don't want to see anything. Because at least not where I live. Not where.
What if you get it on film, man? That's another thing.
I got the other stuff on film, and I still don't feel great about it. But like if something popped in front of me right now, I wouldn't be able to sleep for a while. So, and now if I saw it at your house, I'd be fine. But not where I sleep.
My house is fine. It's not haunted.
Okay. Just wait.
So
okay, let's keep going places and let's see what happens.
I mean, we can. Electra Hart said they had a creepy thing happen at work. When they were on break, they looked in the woods and saw a black figure standing there. And with a blink of an eye, it ran into the woods and was gone. I would have gone to investigate, but I had to work, so I couldn't just leave.
I thought you were saying that. I was like, that's why white people die in horror movies.
No.
Oh, look, that black thing in the woods. Let's go find it. Oh, it's a black bear. No, I would do the same thing. I mean, I like to investigate. I'll probably end up regretting it one day, but when something bumps in the night, I bump back.
Ooh. Don't threaten it with a good time.
I know. But
so,
yeah.
You want to read the first story?
Yeah, but have you had any encounters recently?
Oh, no, not recently, no. I mean, I've never really had that many to begin with. Like, the New Orleans thing was like a peak paranormal for me. Nothing too scary, so.
We need to go back places. We gotta go investigate some more, get you an experience.
Yeah. I mean, the Bellamy Mansion was kind of creepy, but nowhere close to the battleship, so
No,
No, no real experiences.
The Bellamy Mansion was creepy, but like it was creepy in a like, oh, is something gonna happen kind of vibe. Like it was an old
Yeah,
place. It looked like it could be haunted. The Battleship was like, holy shit, what are these noises? Why is stuff happening? So, but yeah, I don't think I would ever go back to the Bellamy Mansion unless it was free. But
yeah,
I'll pay good money to go back to the Battleship. But yeah, I'll read the first story. So this is off Reddit, you said?
yeah.
Okay. So in 2012, I fell asleep on my couch, lights on and all. I woke up seeing a little girl in my house. Her skin as pale as her dress, long black hair, deep dark eyes, almost as if she didn't have them. They were so pitch dark. She just stood there watching me. I couldn't move. I wanted to scream, but I couldn't move. Then I felt like hands were all over me, tickling and punching me. She just stood there calmly, walked to the door, and walked through it. Almost immediately, I could move again, and I checked my door, and it was unlocked. I was covered in sweat and wanted to cry, but for some reason I didn't. This was my first sleep paralysis, and it would happen every night until mid 2014 when I moved out. First night of me not being in that house, it didn't happen. It was a good night's rest. My brother eventually got the house. It was our great grandparents. My brother has been complaining recently about not sleeping right and seeing things. So it was back in September 2015. I went over to my brother's to hang out and spent the night when it was getting late. Next thing I know, I wake up and can't move and see a bunch of shadows moving. Then the girl walks across my view. She walks through the wall, and as soon as she does, she's gone, and I can move. After about 15 seconds, I hear a scream, run into my brother's room, and he's sitting on the edge of his bed, sweating and having a panic attack. In the morning, he told me he wasn't asleep. He was laying there just thinking. Then a girl walked through the wall, and he became frozen and couldn't move. She walked over to him, got up in his face, and just gazed deep into his eyes before walking away. As soon as she was gone, he could move, and he screamed. He told me he's had weird things happen before, but he had never seen this girl. What I thought was just a figment of my sleep paralysis may very well have been a ghost or something. My brother has since moved out and hasn't had any problems. Huh. Well.
So have you ever had anything that intense happen to you?
No. I've never physically seen anything. Like when I have sleep paralysis, my eyes are closed, so I don't really see anything.
You don't open them? You don't dare to open your eyes?
I tried to open them. I think I've explained this a few times on the stream, but like I have sleep paralysis so much that it doesn't bother me. Like, and I actually had a recent thing I mentioned it earlier, but like I've had it since I was probably 16, and sometimes it's every single night, sometimes it's multiple times a night, and then lately I hadn't had it at all until recently, but we'll get to that. But people always say, oh, I saw something. And I was like, I've never seen anything. I've heard things. But one night I was having it literally every single time I tried to fall asleep. So it happened probably 10 times at least. And I was like, okay, well, what I'm going to do is when I go into sleep paralysis the next time, I'm going to try to open my eyes and see if I could see anything, like see any figures. So when it happened, I tried to open my eyes, and it felt like my eyes like weighed 100 pounds. Like it was really hard to open them. But when I finally did, like there was nothing there, but I could see my room. And I went to move my hand in front of my face, which also weighed 100 pounds. And I just went like this, and I could see my hand, going in and out of my sight. And I went to touch my forehead, and I could feel the sensation of touching my forehead. And then I put my arm back down, and I woke myself up because I can wake myself up. Long story. Anyway, I woke back up, and my arm was still underneath the covers where I'd fallen asleep on it. So my hand never came out. So that was all just my imagination or sleep paralysis, what I think people are experiencing when they see things.
What if it was a ghost hand?
Ghost hand.
Or
it's like, shit, guys, we got to coordinate with this muscle. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's what happens. Because like I've heard things before, but I didn't hear them until I wanted to. Like it was the same night, and I was like, I wonder if I can, like, if I think about it, if I'll hear something. And as soon as I thought about it, I started hearing things. But I think it's just your brain playing tricks on you. But the other day, it's sleep paralysis, but I think it's getting more advanced.
Blake's just going down the rabbit hole. He's not going to wake up one day.
I know. This was basically a rabbit hole story. But I was having sleep paralysis multiple times during the night. And I think it was because I had stopped taking Adderall. And for some reason, when I go a long time without taking it, and then I start taking it, I get it really bad. Or if I'm on it for a while and I stop taking it, I get it really bad.
Withdrawals.
Yeah. So may experience sleep paralysis. But I had sleep paralysis, and I woke myself up, and I opened my eyes in the dream, and I turned over on my side like I usually do. Because if I have sleep paralysis, a lot of times if I switch positions, it'll stop. So I switch positions and I look at my nightstand and I go to move my hand and it's like I got jerked out of the bed. And like it's Get Out, where he like sinks into the chair and like everything goes really far away.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Like I could see my bedside table just fly away, like I was being drugged into a hole. But then I just woke myself up again. But I had never had a dream within it, like an inception. Like it was literally, I had sleep paralysis inception, where I woke out of sleep paralysis and ended up in sleep paralysis. So it was weird, but
That's insane, man.
yeah. So then I woke up and actually switched positions, and I didn't get drugged out of the bed. But it's weird. Like your brain is so used to seeing your surroundings when you wake up that it can literally reflect it even in your dreams perfectly. Like I never would have. Most of the time in dreams, I know I'm dreaming because something's different. It's like either nightmares or something. It's so unbelievable that I know I'm in a dream, but it looked so real that I was sure I was woken up. So that was weird. But that's only happened one time in my life, and it hasn't happened since.
So when was that exactly? Just a few weeks ago?
No, this was like this week.
Damn, dude. So why are you not doing the Adderall now?
Because I ran out. And I've been too lazy to go get more. So it's expensive.
Man. Lack of health insurance, man.
Yeah. But so yeah, that's a thing. But other than that, no. You said did you say you've had it once?
No, I've had it twice. So
Okay.
And neither time I saw anything, but both times I thought I was dying. Like the sensation of not being able to move, and like both times were like coming out of a dream. So I guess maybe the dream was kind of going around me, but it was more like I thought I was dying. So because like I thought like I was kind of having like an out of body experience almost. Like maybe I was conscious. Like what might happen after you're dead, like the theories where you hear people say like, or stories where you hear people like say they could hear all the stuff going on around them, but they couldn't move and all that, like zombies or like the voodoo zombies. So, but both times I was like, wait, maybe I'm just having sleep paralysis, maybe. And that kind of like snapped me out of it. And and then it was kind of like my body like tingle, like basically like my whole body had been like when your arm or something falls asleep, my whole body just starts to tingle and I start being able to fucking move again. So
that's weird.
But both times I had like a panic anxiety attack before I ever had a panic attack. So I guess they were like small ones because both times I thought I was dead. So like my heart was racing, but I couldn't move. I was just freaked out until like I took a second and realized like I'm obviously not dead. Let me rationalize this. And once I rationalized it, since I'd already heard of what sleep paralysis was, I don't know what I would have done if I never knew that was a thing though. So
I didn't know it was a thing for a long time.
Yeah.
Like when I was 16 to probably 24, like it didn't really get popularized or, people started reporting it or I didn't pay attention until around 24. Cause that's when like that documentary came out on Netflix or something like that. It was like I can't remember what it's called, but anyway, like that's when people started really talking about it. I was like, oh, that's what I'm having. I just thought I was, defective. But the thing he talked about moving to different places, I never had it at my ex-girlfriend's house. There's like, depending on where, I've never had it in a hotel, but I have it in my house. I think it's probably where you're comfortable, but I was comfortable at that house too. I don't know. Never happened, but here I have it all the damn time.
Maybe it's being alone, dude. Something about your subconscious.
It could be. But there was one time though, I was coming out of sleep paralysis and I saw what I thought was a dark figure, but it's kind of hard to explain. I don't know if everyone does this probably, but when you're, just waking up, like everything's blurry. It was like a dark figure, like sitting there, but when it came back together, it was just a vacuum. So, but it looked like something. So I'm not saying other people aren't having a paranormal experience, but for me, I think it's all mental, which to me is scarier.
Yeah.
And I thought about it where, they've talked about how when people are like people are pronounced dead, they can still recall events like when they died and they came back, they could still recall events that happened when they were, dead. And it's because the brain hasn't died yet. I think they say it takes so long, so however many minutes or whatever for the brain to actually die. So you're probably having like an out of body experience where you're just listening and you're hearing things, but you're, pronounced dead. So that's what scared me. I was like, man, am I going to die? And I'm just going to be, because I'm so used to it, am I going to be in complete control and just know exactly what's happening, that I'm dying?
And Blake just fades out and thinks it's normal. Oh, this is sleep paralysis. Never comes
Okay.
out of it.
I was like, oh, that's a bright light. Whatever, let's go there.
Yeah, Whiteout said she experienced her first earthquake this morning. Scared the shit out of her and her dog. Have you ever experienced an earthquake, Blake? Like back when that happened in 2012, 2011? Do you
Yep.
remember that?
I was at work.
Yeah, did you actually feel it?
Very barely. Like,
Yeah.
I noticed it when it happened, but until someone came out like later and said, "Oh, did you feel that earthquake?" I was like, "Was that what that was?" I just figured I was being clumsy and shaking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so little. It definitely wasn't. It probably didn't even affect the Richter scale.
Yeah. I was at JMU. My apartment was on the top floor, like sixth story of this building. I had the maintenance guy fixing something dumb because I'm not a very handy person. I've gotten a little bit better now, but still not very good. And like after he had fixed it, he was kind of like explaining to me how easy it was to fix, kind of like teaching me stuff. And then all of a sudden I just feel it. Like it was like just as the slightest thing. And I looked at him, I was like, "Did you feel that?" He's like, "Feel what?" I'm like, "Kind of felt like like a little shake there." And he just thought I was like even dumber than before. And he's just like, "Okay, well, I got other things to do now," and just leaves. And then I see all over Facebook people being like, "Earthquake, earthquake." I'm like, "I did feel it. I felt it."
My favorite thing was back when the first time I'd seen the meme, where it was like just an outside patio furniture and one of the chairs was knocked over. It was like, the earthquake, we will rebuild. It was like the people in California are over there experiencing like life-shattering earthquakes. Jesus, it still hasn't, like the big one apparently is still lurking. Everyone out there, be safe, because I can't imagine like going through that. My stuff falls off the walls when it's not an earthquake, so that's probably not normal.
White House said it was a 4.6, but I really felt it. That'd be scary. Ours was so tiny. I mean, I don't know what I would do in an earthquake, a real one. Like, holy shit. We don't really have that many natural disasters here, knock on wood, because last year was like the worst of our lifetime. But in theory, like where we live is pretty safe from natural disasters. Not
Unless you're a KFC.
Oh yeah, that KFC exploding was insane.
So I'm not gonna say where we live, but very close to where we live, there
It's
was a
in North
KFC.
Carolina. It's fine.
Yeah,
That's far enough away.
Eden, North Carolina, a KFC that I've been to just exploded, and did it make national news? I know it was on Fox.
Dude, it was insane just how it looked.
Yeah,
You could do a screen share of it if you could pull it up.
yeah, I've got it on my Facebook. Let me see if I can get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just I can probably just play the video actually. Derp to derp to derp. Let me find it. Give me 1 second.
So luckily they said it was a gas leak, and it happened after it closed. Like one of the employees closing, so they smelled gas, but everyone left, and so no one was like. When you see this, it's so fortunate no one got hurt during it.
Stop, go away. I'm working on it. It's being stupid.
Yeah, but no one was killed, but it literally the whole thing just just disappears. It's like vaporized.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like the craziest explosion I've ever seen. KFC blows up. But yeah, it might. Oh, it is on. I think it did make national news.
I mean, it probably did because it is insane. Like that, something like that would just happen.
Okay, I'm gonna try to pull it up so everyone can see it. Hopefully, I don't get an ad.
Copy strike.
I know. I wonder if it's already been copyrighted. But yeah, it's the funny thing that I found was like in the article, it says that it was reported first by a Bojangles employee that was driving home. I was like, that's a coincidence.
Yeah, okay. after the Popeyes went out of business.
Yeah, we already lost the Popeyes. So let me put on the screen and I'll share it with you guys. I don't know if it'll have the audio or not. Look at that.
Yeah, it didn't have the audio when I listened to it.
Yeah, so they had like the people calling in and reporting it, but let's see. Almost got to see my personal Facebook, almost. But yeah, so it just literally blew up overnight, and it's pretty sad, but pretty crazy. I'm like, people were saying like the building across from it is like a little pizza place that's been there forever. Like the windows all shattered. Like people could feel it a pretty good distance away. Like in another city, people reported feeling the rumble. So it will be open tomorrow, I'm sure. Extra crispy. That's all you can get. But yeah.
Yeah, White House said super volcano. Is the super volcano near your Mount Rainier? Is that technically a volcano? I don't really know. So,
Also, I saw that New Orleans is about to get hit.
oh, with flooding?
Yeah, it will look like a hurricane. I guess it's not. But it looks like
Tropical Storm Barry. It might be a hurricane by the time it hits. I don't keep up with the news really.
So if anyone's in New Orleans, I know we have a couple people that watch us that are in New Orleans. Just be safe. I want to go back there someday. Take care of it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The Rockies. Oh, the Rockies. That makes sense. Okay.
Okay. So you want to read the next story?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So growing up, I spent most of my time at my nan's house. When I was in college, I lost contact with her over a family argument I was sort of caught in the middle of. I didn't see or speak to her for over 18 months. One night, I had a dream that she was on a ledge, and there was a pedestal with a chair on it over a little chasm about 3 feet deep. I bent my back and tried to help her over the gap, and she stepped on my back, but she fell off. It was really creepy. It really creeped me out, and so the next day I went to visit her. She was in an awful state, bedridden, and unable to really do anything for herself. I spent a few hours by her bedside talking to her whenever she could manage a few words. The next day I received a call while I was at work that she had been taken to the hospital, and hold on. So I couldn't go to her house because they were so fuck with this. Sorry, you guys. It's written weird. Okay, so I couldn't go back to her house because they were expecting her to pass away. But before I could get to the hospital, she passed away and she never came back home. I'm glad I got to see her one last time, but that dream still haunts me to this day. It was so vivid, it was like it was real, and it makes me sick every time I think about it. Do you think dreams can be used to predict or foretell the future?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to believe anymore. It could be real. I think a lot of times, like, we dream things and then it just happens to happen, whether it be like you dreaming a worst case scenario and it happens. But who knows?
I think dreams were really easy to they piece together our subconscious mind when we're sleeping and draining the brain or cleaning it or whatever. And so in it, it's so in that process, it tells a story where you relive certain things. And in that, making up stories or memories and piecing together things, sometimes the brain can put together something that might happen or something that's been based on your, something that's been on your mind or dwelling on your subconscious, like him not meeting her or not seeing her in so long might have been eating away his consciousness, even though he might not have realized it. So let's see where Stacy is leaving. Good night, Stacy. Be safe with the tornadoes. So, but yeah, I think your dreams, I think your brain, our brains are really good at recognizing patterns. So when you're asleep, your brain's just looking back over the day, trying to get rid of stuff, clean things out. And in that process, it can pick up on patterns that you may not have realized before. And that's why you could probably have the same deja vu effect or the whole predicting the future thing. So
I was going to mention that deja vu, I think, is a lot of times influenced by dreams.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Have you ever had a dream come true?
I don't know. Not that I can remember. I have a hard time remembering dreams in the first place. But I don't think so. Most of my dreams when I was a kid was involved E.T. and I haven't met him yet, so pretty good.
Yeah. I dreamed that Rugrats was going to have a spinoff where they were older before that happened, years before that happened. I was like, that would be such a good show.
I was so excited when that happened. Looking back, I was like, I don't know why.
Yeah.
That was a big deal. I remember being at a friend's house and being like, I got to go home. They're about to show their new Rugrats thing. I was like, this is a big deal. Got to see how they act when they're grown up. Got to go.
What do you think? Do you watch all the Rugrats when you were a kid?
I watched a lot of it. Yeah, I
Did you
wasn't a
think
big fan of it either, though. Like I watched it passively, but I've probably seen every episode.
it's because it was on like all the time? Do you think there was a time when it like dipped in quality or it stopped not being good
Mm,
or it went
Probably
down?
just the all grown up thing in general. Like I
Yeah.
think after Kimmy, probably like the Asian baby. Like I think I like the movie, but I think after that it probably dipped in quality. That's how all shows go. You try to introduce a new character like the Brady Bunch did, and then just drops in quality.
Oh, come on. Stranger Things did fine with Robin and all the other characters they've
I,
introduced.
I did really like Robin.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, did you like it a lot?
Yeah, I did. I liked it better than the second season. I think they did a better job introducing characters because I don't think like Max was that utilized in the second season. Whereas this one, it like she literally served a good purpose of being with Elle. And the fact that like in the second season, that whole other like group of kids in that Elle only episode, you never hear of them again, and they were like kind of like the most generic characters. Whereas you start to kind of care about Robin right away. So I
Yeah,
think this season was way better, like character wise. I'm kind of getting tired of the only thing I didn't like about it is the whole like upside down thing. It just seems like they're always doing the same thing without saying the spoilers. So
yeah. I have a lot of theories on that we might have
yeah.
to do in a video sometime. I won't spoil it now, but yeah, I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it, and I think that like you're talking about the sister in the old episode. I mean, the season 2. That's like apparently the most hated episode of the entire series.
It is. It's the only one that's like rated like a 7 or a 6 on IMDb, and the rest of them are like all 8.5s or higher.
Which sucks because I really liked the idea of other children, but now I feel like since it got such a bad review, they probably aren't even going to utilize it.
No.
But I thought this season they were going to introduce another one. I really thought Max was one.
Yeah, I really thought that's Max's connection too. And that would have not seemed as that would have seemed like it would have flowed with the plot better. I mean, I think they definitely should. I think maybe they might circle back to it if like they go back to like the original experiments with Brenner and everything. If they come back to that, but if not, they might just ride the Russian wave. So
The
we'll
thing is,
see.
like, I think I texted you or Rebecca when it happened. I played a Stranger Things video game, like for mobile, after the season 2 came out, and I don't think this is a spoiler. But anyway, when you beat the game, you unlock Max, and like every character has their own like signature ability. Like Dustin throws pudding cups. It's really stupid, but Max has psycho telekinetic powers, and apparently I didn't know this, but recently they went back and they changed it so where she doesn't have it. So I don't know if it was to cover it up or if they just want to change the idea of where they were going with it. So I don't know.
I don't know.
Do you guys get Patreon? We do.
Yeah, we actually have some stuff on there from meeting Annabelle. Blake, I'm probably just gonna give you that and just let you finish it because I'm never gonna fucking finish it. I'm the worst person ever. I'm probably just gonna stick to writing for a little while and messing around
Send
with
it to
Patreon.
me. I'll try to get it out Monday.
Okay,
It
yeah.
won't be Monday. I've got stuff to do Monday. I'll see what I can do.
I need to trade footage with you. It should be pretty easy. It's literally just dropping in because I've already done like the sound like design and everything. I've edited it all. You just need to put the footage with what I say. Like the narration's all there. I just can't have the effort to I don't know. Like work's been crazy, life's been crazy. And like I get too uptight trying to make it perfect when I edit it.
I feel you. I'll
So.
shit on it. I'll put
I
it.
mean, I
I
don't
won't
care.
give any
That's
shit.
great. I want it to get out there. And
No.
part of it is like since I already missed like the timeline that was supposed to go out, I've just not been like motivated to do it. So, but I think it's good. I think the stories are really good. But that has the meeting Annabelle stuff uncut. So, the dinner with Annabelle. So, that video will eventually go out. Teased it for like 3 weeks or a month now. I'm fucking terrible. I'm sorry.
It'll be fine. So I'll go ahead and jump to the next story.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Let's see here. And how's it going, Strange Days? Good to see you. From the UK. It's getting kind of late over there, isn't it?
Yes. Where's Mr. Ramsey? Have you talked to him?
I have not. I've seen him posting, so he's alive.
Yeah, he has, but damn, that I was just wondering if in the UK had seen him. If he's still around somewhere.
Yeah, still there. Okay, so nothing good happens after 2 a.m., but I was bored. So I went out to this park a bit out of town to go biking at 2 a.m. Damn. It, for the most part, is surrounded by trees and at all ends with a running bike track that goes around the park. The park was lined with street lights, though, so you could vaguely see. I've been going there a few times that week. I had been going there a few times that week around that time because it helped me unwind and felt good to be out at that time outside. But this time, when I was making my rounds, I see four fucking 6-year-old figures come out of the forest. It was 4 to 7 of them. I don't remember. But these little things didn't have a parent with them at all and seemingly stayed silhouetted. I was kind of biking in their general direction when they started fucking coming towards me. Thankfully, I was around 200 feet away from them, but I can make out them and their spooky little shits. Okay, I could make it out that they were coming. This person didn't really write well.
Yeah, I usually clean this stuff up to make it easier. This time I just pretty much just copy and pasted.
It's fine. I don't think I biked faster in my entire life. I literally became Lance Armstrong with an extra testicle for a good 3 minutes charging at home. It was unexplainable. I've been alone and haven't seen a single person all the times I went. I haven't gone back since. That's crazy.
Yeah. Someone said it was a gang of midgets coming at him. One time late at night after a party in college, I came back to my apartment and had just walked like a mile because that was the only way to get around. And I come back. I'm about to like head up to like get in my building, and all of a sudden there's this like drunk midget screaming and yelling, carrying like a whole handle of Captain Morgan, where he's drank like 2/3 of it, and he's just like drinking straight from the bottle and screaming, and just like not running but moving fast. Like, I don't know. I was just like, I can't do anything or laugh at this because I don't want to make him mad. But this is the craziest thing I think I would have expected to see tonight. I just fucking unlocked the door and went inside and just laughed in the elevator. I was like, what the fuck was that? So he was by himself too. Like, I don't know what the fuck was going on, but he was like 20 to 25. So
He drinks and he knows things.
yeah.
That is crazy though. So, creepiest place you've been at night. Is that at yours?
No. The creepiest thing was one time I went, stayed out late with these people in high school, and we went like down the walking trail, like in our town, like at 2 or 3 in the morning, and there's probably like homeless people there, and you could hear noises and stuff, and like it was like pitch black, and we did that for like an hour, and that was just probably really stupid to do at like 17.
I've done it a lot, and I really enjoy it. I hate that it's illegal.
Is it illegal?
Yeah, you're not supposed to be there after dark.
Oh well, it's fine. I didn't get caught.
Yeah, me either. We used to sit under the bridge. Like, the bridge had like the support beams, and we'd sit in the corner and just drink. So we were literally drinking in public at a park we're not supposed to be at after that.
Underage?
We were overage at least.
Were you overage? You were doing this overage?
It was not long after, but it was right.
We don't have much to do in this town.
No, there's not a lot to do. Blow up KFCs. That's all there is to do around here.
Yeah.
That's not, the government's going to be after me now. I did not do that.
Yeah.
I like KFCs. They have Cheeto sandwiches that shouldn't work, but they do.
There's snakes over there though, under that bridge.
I didn't see any.
I haven't seen any either. I've actually waded across the river and gotten up in the other support beams and gone across. Never had any snake experiences. Probably not healthy after getting in the water either, but
Yeah.
I saw videos on Facebook of snakes there.
That's bad. Yeah, the creepiest place I've been at night, probably Satan's Bridge. It's a pretty weird place. It's a place where supposedly people sacrifice animals to Satan near our hometown. It's like a local go get scared place. But that's probably it.
Yeah. Bridget said, thanks. It's a way to support the show. Yeah, I usually try to put up videos there once a month. So like the Annabelle stuff has the most. I'm going to try to put more behind the scenes stuff. Sometimes if I have a video partly done, I'll put it up there early as a teaser. Or sometimes there'll be like a 1 to 2 minute like Patreon exclusive video that goes up. Or like videos that will eventually, a long ass time from now, be a video. Like we're part of a video section. So
We appreciate all the support, guys. Whether you donate or not, we appreciate it.
No, we definitely just like having you guys here on Friday night, spending it with us because it's fun. It's a good way to start the weekend.
It is. I wish that we could stay longer tonight. Unfortunately, I've got to leave at like 9 on the dot.
So let me power through this one.
Yeah. So another story, another one.
So this guy, he lived in a two-bedroom apartment. It was 3 stories, and it was in Toronto when he was in his early 20s. A few days after moving in, his roommate Mike freaks out on him for banging on the wall that separated their 2 bedrooms and pacing back and forth all night in their apartment. We finally just agreed that he must have been dreaming because I was asleep the whole time, or the sounds from other apartments must have traveled because there was no way it was me that night. We agreed it must have been nothing, and he calmed down. But then all of a sudden, this started to become a regular nightly occurrence. Shortly after I started noticing it, at certain times I could hear it in my own bedroom, and then there would be this smell of cheap women's perfume mixed with this damp, musty smell that would just flow over the room. Imagine an old person's clothes left on a damp, musty basement floor next to a litter box that had been changed often enough. And if you can picture this, smell this, you get the idea. What made it even stranger is that I would get filled with this sudden sense of horrible dread and foreboding moments before I could even smell the smell. And then the smell would just wash over me. Eventually, Mike flaked out after only living 4 months with me. And it was a 1-year lease, which meant I was just left with the whole entire rent bill for myself until I could find another roommate. I decided to just try and sleep in his bedroom shortly after he moved out to see if things could get better, because after the initial few nights, he didn't really report hearing anything else. The very first night I slept in my roommate's room, I had this incredibly detailed and realistic nightmare, myself standing in the dimly lit bathroom of the apartment, cutting my own face with a large shard of glass while staring into the broken bathroom mirror. It was only broken in the dream. Soon after, I started to hear loud bangs at night and the flushing of the toilet in the bathroom. Several times the hot water in the bathroom turned on full blast in the middle of the night. One of the freakiest things that happened not long before I moved was this time I woke up to the TV blaring to the poltergeist on city TV at about 2 a.m. At that time, the channel would always play movies late at night, but the fact that the one time my analog TV, a turn knob, that it took you to actually physically turn the knob to change the channel or the volume, and to pull on the knob to cut it on, turned on all by itself at full blast that late at night, was like with the poltergeist playing, was like a poltergeist messing with me. Would you move out if you knew for sure your home was haunted?
No.
You wouldn't? You'd stay there? Stay there for the views, dude. Set up some cameras.
I mean, I was convinced it was haunted a while back, and I stayed. Now, if it got violent, yeah, I would. But
as long as it didn't turn into The Conjuring, you're fine for the first few weeks of the scary movie.
You don't really understand horror movies until you start experiencing things. It's like, man, like they just bought that house. It's like, this is just cheap to live in. So I don't know. I was also stuck editing that entire month. So I was like, I got shit to do. I don't have time to move out.
Fuck you, ghosts.
And nothing's happened since. So I think it really feeds on if you let yourself get freaked out, it gets worse. I don't know if it's paranoia or if it's actually something, but people claim that spirits, fuck with you more when you're scared of them. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think if my house or even our office was haunted, it was like it's friendly stuff, so I try to not worry about it. So.
Yeah. Now, if I come home and find a knife in the wall, yeah, I'll leave. Especially since the walls are concrete, that'd take a lot of force.
Or bloody notes on the wall. Move out now. Help. Horror.
Move out.
Death.
That could be interpreted differently, I guess.
He's
probably not talking to me. I don't know. So yeah, I wouldn't move out. Would you?
If it got to the point to where it was like malicious or something, definitely. I mean, if it was messing with my sanity, like making me question things or just disrupting my flow of life and I could move out, then sure. I'd probably try to rent the house out then or sell it. So
yeah, it's like I can handle days 1 through 10 of paranormal activity, but 10 through 20, no. So I can handle the doors opening and closing. I can handle, stuff, vocal stuff happening, but no. Start
Yeah.
dragging people out of bed, I'm gone. So
Here's our email. If anyone has your own scary stories that you'd like to maybe make a video on, like us tell about it, we will. I have like some stories that people have told me that, or I've found, that I'm gonna eventually make into a video. So one day. We've had a few. Stranger in the Smoke, the Father Michael one that happened to Jacob, and there's one recently, the one I sent you, that cabin one. That's one from a friend. So
that'll probably go out next week, depending on the Annabelle video. We'll see how it goes.
the Annabelle one, like I said, literally, and also I need to trade footage with you because for some reason I only gave you half of the footage, or like when I made that folder, not all of it transferred. So we'll need to change it. Like I say, it's almost finished except for like the last little bit. I just haven't fucking done it, and I can't do it, and it's driving me crazy.
That's all right. We'll figure it out. But anyway, here's the next story.
Yeah.
So I lived in a haunted apartment. It was 2 rooms, but one of the rooms was locked, and I didn't have the key. So I only had one small room as a kitchen, dining room, and bedroom, and a screened-in porch. There were 2 especially freaky events. One night, my girlfriend slept over, and she woke up in the middle of the night, and she said she saw the bathroom door open with a shadowy figure standing in the bathroom staring at her. The bathroom was right across from the locked room. Another time, I was jerked awake by the fire alarm going off, just blaring. But when I went to unplug it, the alarm stopped, and no other alarm in the building was going off. A lot of the things that happened could have just been my neighbors, but the way they happened was weird. I would hear knocking. It sounded like someone tapping a spoon on the counter, coming from the downstairs apartment. It could have been my neighbor, but I'm not sure why she would do that every couple of minutes for hours on end or in the middle of the night. I would also hear knocking on the walls. It sounded like someone tapping their way up the wall, like they were looking for a stud. I would also hear this weird moaning and howling that I couldn't trace the source of. Again, it could have been the neighbor's dog, but it didn't sound like it was coming from her apartment. The apartment across from me had 3 tenants in a year. I think because it was just as or more haunted than my apartment. I had, I think, a unique way of coping. I named the ghost Pete after a previous tenant's mail that I would get from time to time, and I tried talking to him, basically treating him like a roommate that I wasn't friends with. My girlfriend was much more freaked out by the situation than me, and basically stopped coming over after a few months, so I wasn't there much anyway. When I felt that talking to Pete made the atmosphere of the whole place much more friendly. I also left out a sheet of paper with Pete's notes written on it and told him if he ever had any problems to write them down. I still don't know if I quite believe in ghosts, though I find the supernatural fascinating. But the experience did push me closer to the science doesn't know everything about the universe camp. So, do you think science knows everything about the universe, or do you think that some things will always be left unexplained?
No, I definitely think some things will always be left unexplained with theories changing and different ideas coming about. I mean, I don't think we'll ever know everything unless like some interdimensional beings or aliens like shared the secrets of the universe with us.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, I used to think that science knew pretty much everything, but now I don't know. I won't know until I get to go back to the ship.
I mean, I think science knows a good amount. I think we're on the way of knowing different things. Like it could literally just be like parallel universes on top of each other, dimensions shifting around that creates this different things. The Mandela effect, things just move around. The whole idea, like electrons or like particles that disappear and reappear, the idea that they're going from like one universe or dimension to another and they can't be tracked. So the idea that other things could come in and out. So makes you think.
Yeah, I think something's out there. I don't know. That's our job to find out.
Yeah, we'll see. So here's a story. My stepmom and my dad used to work opposite shifts there for a while. He was on nights and she was on days. They had a set of baby monitors from when my sister and I were babies. My dad said they could record short messages with them, and they would leave them on the coffee table for other to hear when they got home from their shift. This went on for a bit. Then once their shifts lined up, they put the monitors away in storage. She died of cancer at a really young age, and my dad had just gotten back from the funeral and was home alone. He spent the night going through their things, packing some of their stuff away. He said that he had one of the baby monitors sitting on the coffee table, and it woke him up in the middle of the night with an old message going off that she had recorded. He said, "I love you, Mike. I love you, Mike," over and over. My dad told me he had just sat on the couch in the dark and listened to her message until the batteries died. A couple of weeks later, he picked us kids up for the weekend. After my sister and I went inside, he said he was sitting on the porch smoking, and a strong gust of wind blew, and he said he could smell her perfume and that she always wore. It scared me to hear those stories as a kid, but now I can see the beauty and peace in those experiences. It's a pretty sad, creepy, and beautiful story all at once. It could almost be like a short like script treatment for a movie or a sequel to Hill House or something.
Yeah, it's good they're not always bad, or at least they don't seem to be. But who knows? God, I just saw a flash out of my corner of my eye. I think it was Navi outside the window freaking out. But I was like, what was that? Oh, me. So, what are you watching after Stranger Things now?
Black Mirror. Those 3 episodes. We watched the first one, so we still have 2 to go.
The
So
Miley one?
the first one we watched was the video game one.
How'd you like that one?
Dude, it was crazy, man. Such a good one. The whole temple thing, that technology that they use, they do so much with it, and
man, that was wild. I did not expect it to go the way it did.
It's so multi-layered, though. The more you think about it, the different things, like, it is crazy.
Yeah, it stars Falcon from Avengers. So if you like that, go watch it. I don't know, because it got real raunchy real quick.
Yeah, it's a pretty raunchy episode. So
yeah, the other 2 are good too. I didn't think I'd like the Miley one, but I actually really enjoyed it. And then the third one has the guy that plays Moriarty from the Sherlock Holmes with Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, nice.
And he's a really good actor, and he does a really good job in that one too. So definitely watch that. How's it going, Swedish Mom? Good to see you.
Yeah. So what are you watching after Stranger Things?
It's embarrassing.
What is it?
I've been switching between 2 things, but I've been rewatching Workaholics because
classic, man.
I really like Workaholics. It's so funny. And then Hulu started auto playing Married at First Sight, and that's a whole nother can of worms. Like, that is an insane show. If you didn't know what it is by the title, they pick couples based on their compatibility online, and they literally don't meet until they're getting married. So they get on the altar.
Sounds fake.
The person. I know, but it's insane. Well, if you go online, like, the divorce rate is extremely high, even to the ones that made it through the show. So
since a divorce rate's high, no matter what, you got to roll the dice on life sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, it was entertaining. At least one couple gave up after just 2 weeks. It was like relatable.
Yeah.
So, but other than that, Workaholics, and I really enjoy Workaholics. So,
did you watch his Adam's Hot Ones episode?
No, I didn't. I watched his stand-up. That wasn't that great.
Yeah, watch his Hot Ones. That was pretty good. I love watching Hot Ones. He was on, and then someone else was on recently that was really good. Fuck, who's the other person? Oh, the guy from Silicon Valley, the Indian guy, the guy who's in Stuber.
Oh yeah, they had the kids from Stranger Things on. It was like Truth or Dab.
Truth or Dab, yeah, that was a good one too. So
I enjoyed.
We're milking that franchise. Go read this last story though.
We should play Truth or Dab.
I mean, we could. I'd like to do a whole Hot Ones episode. We still need to do it. We could do it with Jake and Ben. It could be a fun evening. So
they would do it. They've already done the Mad Dog 357.
Yeah, so we could do it.
We'll have to set that up. Maybe.
Yeah, White House says reality TV is garbage. Sorry.
It is. No, it's not. I don't take offense to it. I literally was just playing a video game like on my phone while I listened to it, but it was entertaining enough to keep my attention. Well, half of my attention. But okay, so next one. I worked at a hotel. A guy called from room 421 asking for a 6 a.m. wake-up call. I punched it in, no big deal. His name didn't populate on my caller ID. I looked up the room, but it was empty. Being young and lazy, I decided to leave it. 20 minutes later, I get a phone call from the same room. It was a woman this time. She wanted a wake-up call at 6:30. I changed the wake-up time. I was a little freaked out, but sometimes glitches happen in the computer or phone. I radioed my guest services guy, and he was a 17-year-old kid who looked like a young Gabriel Iglesias, or however you spell his name. So I'm like, hey, Carlos, can you do a room check? I keep getting calls from room 421. He goes into super detective mode. He's whispering play-by-play updates over the walkie-talkie. It was pretty hilarious because I got him a little scared. He reaches the door, opens it, and then I hear a shriek like that one from the Kanye West song. The curtains, dude, the curtains are moving. I'm trying so hard not to laugh over the radio. Okay, well, if it's empty, it must be a glitch. As soon as he locks the door, I get a phone call from room 421. It was a different man than the first. Can I get a wake up call for 6? I said it. Okay, whatever. But I didn't have any more encounters while I worked at the hotel. Damn. That'd be creepy.
It would be. It's like the time we got to a hotel just recently this year. Might have been Wilmington, where we got there late because we always travel super late leaving. We got there like at 3 or 4 in the morning. We go to the check. We checked in. Lady was super nice. It was Wilmington because it's the one where their headquarters was from our hometown. And we go. We get the room key. We go in and then open it, but the latch on the door catches. So someone was inside. We're like, what the fuck? So we mess around for a couple of minutes and we're like, yeah, it's definitely the latch catching it. So we have to go tell the front desk that like the was a room that was occupied. So
that's garbage. That was a bad time. I'm glad that they actually had it locked though.
Yeah, that would have been so strange if we just walk in. I'm glad they didn't have like a gun or something and freak out like an ex-cop or Marine or something.
Man, she's like, oh, my bad. But, oh well. So is that the worst hotel you stayed at?
I think actually one of the worst hotels I stayed at was I really didn't like that hotel in Savannah.
That was kind of garbage, yeah.
We were on the top floor. The elevator was sketchy. They didn't really have a breakfast.
Yeah, the elevator didn't work when we left.
Yeah, they didn't advertise a breakfast. I mean, me and Rebecca stayed in Venice. We had a sketchy hotel. Like the air conditioning barely worked, and it was kind of grimy. And the other one, one time in Dublin, we had a rough hotel. So it was like hadn't been updated since like the 80s and was very, very iffy. Like there's like this hole in the wall and some stuff, and it was different. I can't complain. Like all the hotels, I've never really seen anything too bad. So
the worst one I had when I was probably like 10 or younger. We went to Myrtle Beach with my family. And like my favorite part of going to the beach was getting a hotel room at the higher parts of the hotel so you could see the ocean, have a good view. And the only one they had available was like a room on the first floor. So all you could see was the bushes and the pool. And I didn't like it already, so I was already pissed. But then my mom freaked out because she left crackers like in like saltines like in the package, and it had been opened by a mouse. And the microwave and the oven weren't working, so we got a different room, and there was another mouse. And like the whole first floor, like I remembered that it had this really weird smell, and I didn't know what it was, but I just remembered distinctly. And it's one of those smells that sticks with you over the years. And I didn't realize what it was until I started my first job at Walmart, and I smelled marijuana. And it was just, the entire first floor was just reeked of pot. And yeah.
What did your dad think of that? He seems like someone who would like shut that shit down and be super pissed himself at the whole ordeal.
I can't remember what his reaction was. I know my mom wasn't having it, but the only good thing was that we could literally jump the balcony and get to the pool. So other than that, it sucked. But so bad times.
Yeah, Bad Vibes is here. What's up, Bad Vibes? We should have you on here sometime. You've been crushing videos.
We should.
And Twitter and everything. You've been doing everything the right way. I've been struggling.
I also want to add that, sorry to interrupt, but we should do that. But I also want to add that hotel was voted like the best hotel in the country by the Travel Channel at one time.
Are you shitting me? Maybe maybe they all go there for the weed, dude. They all just get super stoned.
Yeah, it's a really nice. It's I don't want to name names. I don't want to get sued. But like we stayed there, a lot of times, and all the other ones were great, but that was a really bad time. But anyway.
Yeah. So do you think you've ever stayed at a haunted hotel?
I don't think so. I mean, we've never really stayed at one intentionally either because they've always been so expensive or didn't allow dogs.
Yeah, exactly. Those two things.
Yeah. So I don't think I've stayed at one.
No. I don't think I've ever stayed at one either. Never had any experiences. One of the worst experiences we had recently in a hotel was the first time we went to Connecticut for the Annabelle video to go meet Annabelle. We went to Penn State first to film that. So that'll be a video one day. And we got there and like all the hotels were booked because apparently it was like a new student like orientation thing. I don't think it was orientation, but it was like come see the school day. and like these girls like got up at like 7 a.m. next to us and just like played the shittiest music and blasted it so loud and were like super annoying, and their dad would come and be loud and obnoxious. And like Rebecca, she's the one who was like left like trying to sleep. Like I had gotten up to go film by myself and go through the campus, and she was like stuck like being super pissed at that because she wanted to stay in, because again we had gotten there like 3 o'clock in the morning and so she'd only
I'd
been
be
asleep
mad.
for a few hours. So
That's garbage. People are garbage. That's why
yeah,
we look for ghosts.
yeah, definitely. So we can talk to dead assholes instead of living. No,
Exactly. But anyway, guys, sorry for the short live stream, but that's all we have for tonight. Let us know if you've ever stayed in a haunted hotel.
yeah.
So
Or where we should go if you know of any cheap haunted hotels or anyone that would like to host us.
yeah,
Airbnbs, anything.
that'd be fun. We could do that. But yeah,
Yeah.
so if you guys aren't subscribed, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. We have our Amino, which we've been posting to. It's in the comments and the description. It's a cool time. We're up
Yeah,
to
there's been
200 some followers on there.
yeah,
So
we've got new videos that have been going up there, so that's been cool. New posts. We'll have some new videos this week, hopefully, and we've been just testing and doing different stuff. But Amino, if you like watching short videos on the go, it's a good time.
yeah, I'm sorry, White Owl. I wish we could stay longer, but I'd made plans with somebody. They'll be pissed. But
And I just happened to make the script long enough for an hour.
yeah, that's all the script we had to. So we tried. But we'll be back next week, and I don't know, maybe I'll feel spry and I'll do something over the weekend. We'll have to see how that goes.
yeah, we could do the Stranger Things like record that.
That'd be good. But yeah, so everyone, we really appreciate you hanging out. We love all of you. You guys are great for hanging out with us on your Friday night or whatever time it is for you.
Friday
But,
or Saturday or
yeah,
in the future. We appreciate it.
we do. So be on the lookout for a new video coming out probably Monday or Wednesday at the latest, but probably Monday. And we'll do more long streams soon, White Owl. We promise. We usually have more. We have other people on, but maybe we can have Jake and Ben on and do it like a really long live stream.
Yeah.
But
I'd like to get Swamp Dweller back on,
that'd be
or
fun too.
any channels in general. I just haven't really. We've been kind of all over the place with like what we've been doing, so it's been hard to like commit to having someone on recently.
Yeah, so we're not gonna only do 1 hour streams. We're just getting back in the hang of it. But we'll have longer ones soon, I promise.
Yeah.
But yeah. So everyone, have a great night. Again, thanks for hanging out, and until next time, stay strange.
Stay strange.
Oh, my mouse